And over the Packers, Brees was 27 of 32 for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns, ending the Green Bay Packers 4-game win streak on Sunday night. But the Packers say they were not 100%. In fact, Aaron Rodgers and his coach talked about his injured hamstring in the third quarter. Mike McCarthy said that's why they kept him in shotgun formation to avoid further injury.
It was continue playing, and as long as I could hold up, I felt like I could, and was able to run one in there somehow. But yeah, you know, if it would have been real detrimental to my health for the season, I probably would have told coach to take me out. But I felt like I could still go.
You know, I think it was obvious just the way we played from that point on. So we kept them in the gun, and you know, really our whole play action and QB movement package was gone.
Rodgers said of the team and himself it was a very uncharacteristic performance. He said that he was not himself, sacked 3 times, threw 2 picks. So, Skip, because you're very fair with this young man, does he get a pass because he was injured?
Aaron Rodgers does not get a pass for last night. And, Stephen A., I want to be very clear about this because I've told you many, many times on this show, the most difficult thing I try to do is to evaluate how hurt somebody is because I don't know what Aaron Rodgers was feeling. I can only judge what I see with my eyes. How was he moving? And before I get to the rest of this question, I still believe that game was lost early when it was 7-all. And why would you get so cute on 1st and goal at the 3? It was actually 2nd and goal at the 3 when they tried it.
Yep.
To send in Julius Peppers as a wide receiver and throw him a slant route to try to score a touchdown? What are you doing? What? You're better than that. You don't have to get that cute that early in that game. This is New Orleans at home. You need to just go ahead and stick the ball in the end zone. I would have just hammered Eddie Lacy another couple of times.
Yep.
He'd just gotten loose for, what was it, a 67-yard catch and run?
Yep.
Okay, just hammer away with it. You're going to throw it to Julius Peppers for a touchdown? It was slightly behind him, but he's not a wide receiver. He dropped the ball. He should have caught the ball if he was a receiver.
He should have caught the ball, but he's not a wide receiver.
He's not a wide receiver. Okay, now, what did I see? In my career of covering guys with pulled or tweaked hamstrings, I cannot imagine a man with a hurt hamstring running 14 yards for a touchdown, and that's what we saw Aaron Rodgers do in the fourth quarter. He ran 14 yards without any visible issue with his hamstring. And when he would come on the field for a series, he would run hard in place, like pistons pumping, like legs pumping like pistons. You've pulled your hamstring before, haven't you? When it goes, you are done. You cannot run in place like that.
If it completely goes.
Yeah, if it goes.
But if you strain it a little bit, it can affect you.
Okay, but you can't, even if you tweak it, if you feel a twinge and you start running hard in place, you are going to rip it apart, man. You're asking for trouble. And if you're going to try to run flat out 14 yards straight away for a touchdown, it's going to go. If it's on the edge, it's going to pull.
Gotcha.
And it did not pull.
Right.
So how can if Mike McCarthy protected his quarterback the way he talked about it, then that's on Mike McCarthy. He should have just gone ahead and called the plays as they were called. Run your option packages. Let him roll out. I'm sorry.
Well, I respectfully disagree.
Yeah, and by the way, he did throw for 418 yards.
He did throw for 418 yards, but I still respectfully disagree with you. But I get where you're coming from. I'm saying to you this. Aaron Rodgers not at 100%. If you're the coach and you're looking ahead to the season, you're talking about the NFC North.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario is you lose the game, you're at 5-3. You know you've got a hellacious schedule to look forward to. Maybe not hellacious because you got Chicago next, and as far as I'm concerned, that probably might be a gimme. But you got Philadelphia, Minnesota, New England down the line, Atlanta, even though I'm done with them too. But I guess what I'm saying to you is that you have to think ahead, because the Detroit Lions are clearly not going away. You've got to pay attention to that as well. So, but that's not the biggest reason I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers a pass, to answer the question directly, y'all. I'm going to give him a pass because of the Green Bay Packers defense, which happens to have the worst rushing defense in the entire NFL. They rank dead last. And what did they do? They gave up 172 yards rushing to Mark Ingram, who averaged 7 yards a carry. Okay? His longest run was for 28 yards. The man averaged 7 yards a carry. He ran roughshod over them all night long. They couldn't stop the run. And this is with the reemergence of a Jimmy Graham, who caught a 22-yard touchdown pass, even though I thought he pushed off a little bit to get free. Okay? Even though Cook, there was a sighting, because after dropping a ball, ball. He made a couple of big plays, including a 50-yard touchdown catch. I just looked at Green Bay's defense, and I said that's why they lost this game, because they were suspect. And that's really what this comes down to. I don't believe that the Green Bay Packers lost this game because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe that they lost this game because of their offense. There's plenty of games that they've lost when they've scored 21, 22, 23 points or 27 points or whatever the case may be. In the end, they lost this game because Green Bay's defense could not stop New Orleans' running game, because New Orleans could run all day long. And you know that's the reason they won this game, because New Orleans doesn't run the football like that. So when they run the football like that, you know that's a primary reason why they won.
Every time Mark Ingram plays on Sunday Night Football,
yes, he shows up.
Runs it like that. I don't know what gets into it.
Well, Sean Payton should give him the ball more.
Well, I guess so. But remember, the other two runners were out last night.
Yes.
No Pierre Thomas,
but they need to give Mark Ingram some more.
Right?
They need to give him some more shine, because he wants it.
He did, and he took it last night.
Yeah.
All right, so...
and by the way, to finish this off,
Yeah.
are we starting to lean toward Detroit in that division after what they pulled off?
Starting to lean towards them because of that defense. When they show up, they show up. That's what makes you think about Detroit.
But I'm afraid Nick Fairley is not going to show up much anymore, because it sounds like he's got a bad knee. It's going to require some...
Yeah.
Saints at home are 3-0, 0-4 on the road. Hopefully they can get it together, but I think they're the 8s, according to Stephen A. He's done with that. Moving on, let's talk about the headlines, because they say it all, folks.